Nigeria's called on men to serve with love and strength and faith. God will be there to serve with heart and voice. One nation bound in freedom.
In the built environment through innovative initiatives, use of technology, specialized trainings, and strategic collaboration that translates to the actualization of a future that is indeed glorious in the built environment. At this point, I'd like to thank our panelists and discussants who will be sharing their experience during the panel session. I trust they will do justice to the conversation. We are indeed grateful to Mr. Governor for sending his team to also identify with us on this day. Our gratitude also goes to, once again, the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing for agreeing to speak as our keynote speaker today. And finally, I want to thank every one of you that have also defied the early morning downpour to be here for us to celebrate World FM Day 2020. I'll close by saying that I wish us all a memorable and remarkable conversation as we continue to lead for a sustainable future in our respective endeavor. Please continue to practice FM, speak FM, think FM, advocate FM, and support FM. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Can we please appreciate the President, IFMA Nigeria chapter, Mr. Segun Adebayo. As he said, officially we're now back to maintaining everything in Nigeria as it should be. Indeed, we have started losing a lot of our culture and tradition. Some as pedestrian as you might think, but it is still part of our tradition and culture. You can imagine in 2022, I saw one of these youngsters eating puff-puff, and after eating, started looking for serviettes to clean their hand. The Nigeria I grew up in, when you finish eating puff-puff, what do? You rub it on your head. We must not lose all our culture, please. During Harmattan, you rub your hands together. You know, the oil must not go to waste. But there are certain cultures and traditions that we must do away with. Because I grew up being trained not to accept anything from strangers. So the same training I gave my children, I have 3 kids. Recently, a friend of mine who had been abroad for years, been in the US for about 20 years, came back, decided to visit us, and after a few hours he was about to leave, called my 3 kids and decided to bless them. Man counts $1,000 each to give my 3 kids. That's $3,000. And then my well-trained daughter decided that that was the day she was going to be the most obedient daughter on earth. You know, there are days that you should not have sense, and it will save your life. No, try it. Have you ever been stopped by police during search and, all these they are stop and search, and then they are trying to harass you people, and one of you decides to know the law and starts to quote the law, and the officer will show you gun. Say, now you get sense, pass, Abi. Do you know that at that point you will reply, no, not this, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. My daughter decided to have sense at that particular time. As the man called them and was about to give the money, my daughter replied, sorry, sir. Our parents, technical, please. Our parents have told us not to accept anything from strangers. I didn't know when I heard noise from back, my wife. Who told you you have parents? Me too, I quickly joined. We adopted them, or we don't know, we're just helping them. Help them if you're going to help them too. $3,000 in this present economy. My brother, no, I beg you, no training, no, just collect first. Ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to start with some safety rules so that you are aware of your exits and your conveniences. To the extreme right, that's the entrance, and to the extreme left, another entrance. There are no emergency exits here on this stage, but there's one door right there you can see. It leads to a back stairs, just in case. Then the conveniences are behind the stairs to that side, and then behind the stairs to this side. But just in case of an emergency, I'm not following the normal routine that IFMA would tell you to follow. I'm following real human being routine. Just in case it happens, first, just face anywhere you see first. Escape first. Just go first. Escape. Just escape. No look, say, they say, oh, do like this, do like this. If not here, you see road. Just go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's, I think, 10:15, and the Honorable Minister is supposed to be joining us at this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, please brace up as we take the next 30 minutes with the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing, and then there will be another 15 minutes of questions and answer. Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola. Can we please appreciate him as we key up into him?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So I will proceed on the assumption that you can hear me, and let me thank the President of IFMA, Mr. Segun Adebayo, for inviting me to this commemoration of the World Facility Management Day. I am enthused to join you today to commemorate this year's World Facility Management Day. The history of International Facility Management Association is all too well known, and it is unnecessary to repeat that history. But it is important to mention that facility management is a very expansive area of human activity that involves a diversity of skill sets and undertakings. One of the subsets of facility management about which I will focus my attention today is maintenance. In this regard, I must commend the choice of the theme, which is, quote, leading a sustainable future, end of quote, because sustainability is now one of the current buzzwords of the global economy. Sustainability lies at the heart of our survival as a human civilization and remains critical to the preservation of our planet. Perhaps most importantly, at a time when the global community is facing a cost of living crisis, the question I would ask is what we can do differently in Nigeria, just apart from minimum wage increases, in order to ensure that we bridge the gaps of inequality and also create sustainable jobs for our people. In my view, some of the first bold steps have already been embarked upon by the Buhari government in which I serve. And this step involves the focus on the upgrade and provision of new infrastructure, such as roads, bridges, rail, airports, seaport, broadband, and petroleum and gas pipelines, to mention a few. I want to say very clearly that the impact of these investments will remain with us much, much longer beyond the life of this administration. And that is where we will really begin to understand and appreciate the sense and the fortitude to invest in this critical infrastructure at this time. But whether we agree or not, the implementation of these commitments have a direct impact in job creation and in the construction-related activities by direct employment, by direct employment of construction workers like architects, engineers, consultants, technicians, and a lot more. The limitation, of course, is about sustainability, because construction work does not last forever. At some time or the other, the process is completed and the asset is put into use. However, this is only one part of the economic impact of infrastructure investment. The real deal, in my view, lies in operations, lies in maintenance, and lies in facility management. And this is where sustainable and long-term employment can be created on a massive scale. Just 2 days ago, I was in Lagos to inspect not only the damaged section of the Eco Bridge at Akobo, which occurred as a result of improper use and indeed as a result of abuse. I used the opportunity to share with the public the details of maintenance work planned on the whole Eco Bridge itself. In the process of that maintenance, we will be changing 140 electrometric chloropin and port bearings and replacing 487 meters of expansion joints, damaged railings, light fittings, and other road furniture. This is work that should ordinarily be done routinely, but which has been neglected for decades until the Buhari government started the restoration, the maintenance, and facility management of public infrastructure under the supervision of the Ministry of Works and Housing. However, it was clear that if the Ministry of Works and Housing is acting alone, the impact and the reach will be limited, and sustainability will remain illusory. In order to avoid this, the Ministry of Works enunciated a proposal with a policy memo to the Federal Executive Council in 2019. The proposal sought for government's approval to consciously promote, nurture, and develop maintenance as an economic activity. That was a major turning point in Nigeria. For the first time in our history, a federal government in this country changed the conversation about maintenance as a matter of culture to the conversation of maintenance as an economy that must be consciously promoted. I'd like to use this opportunity to publicly acknowledge the role that Nike Adekombi played in helping our ministry provide the framework for those proposals. She had served in a similar capacity in the Lagos State government, and we very, very happily engaged her skills to help prepare our people at the federal level to develop a proposal. So once again, I acknowledge her work, and a lot of credit must go to her to what has eventually become a national policy statement. Of course, we all know that policy is good, but what happens after is even more important, and what happens after policy is implementation. Again, I am enthused to report that implementation has commenced on assets under our ministerial supervision in the Ministry of Works and Housing, such as our roads, our bridges, and federal secretariats. But sustainability requires more. Again, let me acknowledge the role that architect Tina Onokwai, who I believe is in your midst there, representing us, has played in very, very quickly starting the implementation of this policy when it was approved in 2019. And if you ask our workers, especially those who are accommodated in the federal secretariats across Nigeria now, they will tell you it is a better working environment, just as the facility managers are telling us now that they are experiencing an economic benefit that was never there until this policy came into place. Each federal secretariat not only has a facility management now, each facility manager employs at least 40 people. These were jobs that were not there before this policy was created. But in order to deepen implementation, Mr. President was persuaded to sign Executive Order number 11 of 2022, which now makes maintenance of public buildings a mandatory action by heads and officers of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. This signing of the executive order was a watershed moment for Nigeria. A great seed of economic opportunities and inclusion was sown by that executive order, and the promise of a maintenance economy now awaits all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we contemplate a sustainable future, let me attempt to share my thoughts about what a maintenance economy looks like. It is an economy that ensures that all assets that we own and those that we rely on for our day-to-day life and functions are operating at optimum and efficient capacity for the longest possible time. It is an economy that ensures that roads and bridges last, that school classrooms are functional, that hospital wards and diagnostic equipment, that airports, seaports, etc. are in top operational condition simply because people are galvanized to make them work. The policy and executive order on maintenance put in place by this administration has laid the foundation for this economy, in which long enduring and indeed very sustainable jobs are created for our people. In terms of enabling environment for maintenance to thrive and be economically rewarding, I think it is not an overstatement to say here and now that our government has provided the required framework. I was delighted to listen to the closing part of the president's speech this morning when he announced the support they were giving to skilled people, technicians, and artisans in terms of toolboxes. And I'm sure that with those tools, they will find a place in the economy that this maintenance policy and executive order now seeks to deliver. It may well be that legislation may become useful, and this is a matter around which I remain willing to work with the International Facility Management Association to ensure that the private sector side of our society takes maintenance even more seriously. This is because the most sustainable impact of economic benefit of maintenance can only be delivered if the private sector takes ownership of the policy, because there are more assets under the ownership and control of the private sector than the public sector. And this is evident in our homes, our private offices, and the condition they are internally and externally. And all of those conditions can be improved by a commitment to maintenance. So every bulb that does not light, every plumbing that fails, every door that does not open or lock properly, every broken ceiling, every door hinge, every heating, ventilation, and cooling that is not efficient, every toilet that is not clean or does not flush, is somebody's job. So if we see it this way, and we commit to maintenance, we will bring those people back into play. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to lead a sustainable future, we must all embrace maintenance as a component of facility management. And on this World Facility Management Day, I offer the hand of our government in partnership to the International Facility Management Association to make this quest for a sustainable future possible. So please accept the assurances of my best wishes as you commemorate this day, and I wish you very fruitful and happy deliberations. Thank you very much for listening.
Good morning, Honorable Minister. We thank you for joining us this morning, and we appreciate you sincerely. Once again, can we give the Honorable Minister a round of applause for that wonderful speech? You've always shown capacity as a good leader, as a forward-looking person, started from Lagos and now in the federal, as the Federal Minister for Works and Housing. We have just a couple of questions for you and have the pleasure of calling on Engineer Femi Akintunde to ask the first question. We'll be straight to the point. Can we have a second mic quickly?
Can you
That's part of what we go through in the virtual world.
repeat the question?
Yes. Can we? He wants us to take all the questions to ask for the ask the second question. Maybe the Honorable Minister will just listen, take them together, and then.
Have made policies to put maintenance back as a front burner issue. It will go a long way to make a difference in our nation as far as infrastructure is concerned. As somebody who teaches in the facility management program in University of Lagos, I'm very particular about research and capacity building. I would like you to kindly let us know how of your administration in this critical area. Because sometimes we in the universities, we think or we work on the basis of what we, for the helm of affairs, are looking at things from a different angle altogether. Yet we need to work to difference. So I would like you to kindly let us know what your research requirements really are, because it will boost our capacity to service that area. Secondly, when it comes, but what is the adult capacity building in this area? Thank you very much, sir.
Let's put our hands together for her. As a prof, she used one stone to kill two birds. Lastly, Honorable Minister, sir, what is the government, what advice do you have for the private sector so that the people in aspiration behind this Executive Order 11? So we would like you to respond to all the questions, Honorable Minister, sir. Thank you.
Repeat that last part. The audio is not very good. I heard the lady just in the part asking me to address government.
Part of her question is actually like a collaboration. She's saying that as somebody who teaches facility management.
Hello, can you hear me?
We are hearing you, Honorable Minister, sir.
Hello?
We are hearing you, Honorable Minister, sir. We are hearing you, Honorable Minister, sir.
Okay, I didn't hear the last part of your intervention, the last question you asked me to address.
My own question is to ask you, as a visionary leader, the government is a major driver of our economy.
Again, the connection.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. On the assumption that you can still hear me, so I will start from the last question. First of all, I do not think that I agree with the view that government is the largest number of entrepreneurial activity in every economy of the world. Every economy of the world. MSMEs drive them. The biggest economies, the smallest economies. So let us agree that. Let me also say that those are the people who employ the most people. Those small businesses, medium-sized enterprises. So government's policy around what happens to them is very impactful. So, and I agree to that extent. In terms of my advice, therefore, to the private sector, is that government has provided a policy, it has provided executive directive to say, go and implement this policy, all government agencies and stuff. But if we really want to see the pervading and expansive impact of this policy, private sector must own maintenance as an economic activity. That's my first advice. Because when you count the number of universities, for example, private sector owns more universities than government. If you count the number of hospitals, private sector owns more. If you count the number of office buildings or residential buildings, private sector owns more. So if it's only government that is economy. In terms of, and that's why I close my speech by saying that I offer to seek to do in addition to members of the private sector by many more seminars, many more meetings, conversations in the schools, especially the tertiary institutions, and so on and so forth. The question by the lady in terms of support for capacity building, I think that the policy itself is a major support for capacity building. And let me explain what I mean. We have technical, vocational, and skill development facilities and institutions already. They've been there for decades. We train people, and I doubt that there is any politician today who hasn't done some kind of skill acquisition for his constituents and the others, who hasn't donated some equipment or some toolboxes. But in the absence of an economic policy that converts those skills to rewarding engagement, that can bring in money to pay bills, what we have seen, which drove us to this policy position and executive order, is that the beneficiaries of those skill sets often even sell the tools or whatever benefits they get. And what they do is to simply go and buy a tricycle or motorcycle and start riding without any training. So they leave what they have been trained to do because there is no income from it as a conscious policy. But once they put a tricycle on the road, there's a customer who is ready to pay. And therefore, for an unskilled and untrained vocation, they earn income, while the one they have received skills from has no foreseeable hope of delivering income. So to that extent, this policy by government and the executive order and the implementation that I've already started to talk about is already supporting capacity building. Let me make the point. And if we're now working on our bridges, because maintenance of bridges have started. So all the underwater welding has started because this government has made a conscious policy to start repairing and maintaining its assets. So we are now employing divers from one bridge location to the other. I've shared with you some of the work that is being done in terms of maintenance of bridges. So we have 1,732 bridges nationwide. And we've done a full audit of their condition. We've awarded maintenance contracts. You will remember Third Mainland Bridge, the Independence Bridge, the bridge at Ojuelegba, for those of you in Lagos. But what has this done? It has created capacity in companies who do bridge maintenance. They are investing in equipment. They are investing in training staff now. And we will see more of this. I've spoken to you in the course of my remarks this morning about maintenance of 24 federal secretariats. And if you go there today, what you will see again is capacity building, simply by policy and action. And companies that were registered as facility managers had no work. Now they have work. They have contracts in place. They are paid quarterly. They are now employing people on a permanent basis, and they are skilling up, training them and retraining them. This will deepen, and I must confess to you, I don't have all of the answers. I have never pretended to. So if there are ways and means in which you think that government action can improve this sector of our economy, what I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing, Mr. Babajide Raji Fashola. Thank you, Minister, sir. I must let some of us here know that when the minister was governor of Lagos, the bypass under the bridge right behind Muson was created by him. The adjoining bridge at Falomo, all of this were, so how we're going to cover Lekki with roof. Thank you, sir. Make your work easy. The Honorable Minister said we have about 1,072 bridges being considered for facelifts. The way we damage our own infrastructure in this country is appalling. When I was a kid, all these bridges in Lagos had original aluminum hands. Nigerians went to remove these handles to do, there's something they call a parob, is it parob or something? There's something they call what they do. They removed all of it. Government went to put normal iron again. People removed it to do burglary proof for their own house. Last month, hoodlums, they think that Dangote refinery is government property. They didn't know it's private initiative. They went to Ibeju, hoodlums. They went through the back. They wanted to enter Dangote refinery. They collect. And you know this thing we do in Nigeria? I don't know where we find the witnesses who give accurate numbers. When there's an accident, somebody comes to say, the car tumbled 20 times. Who counted it? So when they were giving the report of the hoodlums going to Dangote refinery, they said 20 of them came and one of them was killed. Immediately the news came out. Guess what? The hoodlums by themselves went to the nearest police station to complain. Now lie, we not reach 20, we be 8. Now we have 9 the key. The 7 of us escape. I'm like, how dumb can you be? But we hope that the Nigeria of our dreams will be the type where we'll maintain everything and treat it like it belongs to us, not to them. Because that's the way some of these people say that it belongs to them. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're moving on with some goodwill messages from some of our very distinguished guests. In no particular order, I'd like to first and foremost invite, I don't know if he's here yet, Architect David Majakodome, the chairman NIA Lagos. I don't think he's here. Is he here? Okay, so I'll go to the next person. Pardon me. The DG Lagos Safety Commission, who today is being represented by Mr. Sheung Awojobi. Can we please put our hands together for Mr. Sheung Awojobi? Mr. Sheung Awojobi is here. Did he step out as well? Okay. Let me go to the most probable person that is here. Can we please put our hands together for the MD Afriland Facilities, Mr. Wole Olufore. Place your hands together for him. Thank you for being here amongst all we called.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, my brother. I work for Alpha Mid Facilities, not Afriland. Okay, it's World FM Day. On behalf of Alpha Mid Facilities, the men and women who wake up in the morning to till the soil and make sure that where you live, where you work, is optimal in terms of functionality. I am wishing IFMA the very, very best. Today is even very unique because IFMA Nigeria is celebrating 25 years, Silver Jubilee. Wish you all the best. The way you are blazing the trail in terms of coordinating this association and ensuring that sustainability speaks to everything that we do, because that's the future anyway. We believe that you will be able, in I think the next 2-3 sessions of World FM Day, this kind of all will not be able to contain us. I wish you well, Mr. Adebayo. I wish the rest of the team exciting time. Said in your speech, we should think sustainability, we should think FM, we should act FM, and we should support FM. So on behalf of the entire Alpha Mid family, we wish IFMA a successful deliberation today and a joyous World FM Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Deduct some change from the salary of the person who gave me your title as MD Afriland. When I saw it, I was also surprised. Sincere apologies, sir. MD Alpha Made Facilities, Mr. Wale Olufori. Thank you very much. We'd like to move to the remarks by our special guest of honor, or rather special guest of honor, who happens to be the #1 citizen of Lagos, the governor himself. He doesn't like, but trust Lagosians were stubborn. When Mr. Governor came on, he said he would like to be addressed as the governor, Mr. Governor. The following week, we were at a function in Ikeja. The moment he was entering, people shouted, "His Excellency." They said it again, "Your Excellency." He pretended like he didn't hear us. And I was trying to correct the audience. They say for his pocket, he's governor, but for us, he's our Excellency. He's excellent in all he does. But today, he's not able to attend, and he has sent a very worthy representative to stand in his stead. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite a very strong woman. Ladies and gentlemen, the GM Lagos State Infrastructure and Asset Management Agency, Ms. Nike Adekombi, who is here in her capacity and also representing Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. Thank you. I almost feel like I don't have to give this speech today because my Oga has already said everything that is in my speech. You will have thought I was listening to him while I was writing my speech. That just shows you that he's our real Oga. So our office started a few years ago, the same way the federal office started, with a executive order from the then Mr. Governor, Honorable Minister Babatunde Raji Fashola. He also signed an executive order to start this office a few years ago. Well, almost 10 years now. Our aim in Lagos has always been for public infrastructure to have a longer lifespan, to be sustainable, to be functional, therefore creating an increased return on capital investments. Infrastructure development is the foundation of this administration's themes agenda. The more we spend on infrastructure, the more important it is to plan to maintain it. The Lagos State government, through the Lagos State Infrastructure Asset Management Agency, aims to improve benefits for local facility managers in terms of employment and enterprise development. The office also intends to build a more sustainable and inclusive maintenance industry in the state. The Nigerian facility management market was valued at $8.4 million in 2019 and is projected to reach $12.6 million by 2027. This is a growth rate of 6.4% from 2020 to 2027. This is despite the pandemic that we just experienced. As a matter of fact, the pandemic has shown that maintenance is important in our society. The maintenance industry in Lagos is growing. Companies are expanding and offering quality services. The state government's objective is to nurture the industry by providing opportunities so that facility management can become a significant contributor to the economy. There is a maintenance backlog in our society. We all say it. We don't have maintenance culture. We understand there's a backlog. However, we in Lagos see this as an opportunity. It provides us the vision to take advantage of the backlog in order to expand the industry. There are many opportunities with relatively low obstacles to enter for small and medium-sized enterprises. Opportunities such as monitoring and inspection of facilities, cleaning and janitorial services, landscaping, painting, electrical and plumbing services. All these opportunities exist. This administration has concentrated on infrastructure renewal in public buildings, thus creating economic opportunities for small to medium-sized enterprises in the state, with a multiplier effect as it creates employment. For example, we just conducted a pilot study that involves maintenance of 93 schools. This pilot study generated 30 contracts and over 500 job opportunities. The plan is to continue. The plan is to continue to expand this service to all the schools in Lagos, thereby creating jobs and a sustainable environment for learning. Another example is the rehabilitation of fire services in the state, which created over 600 employments. The larger and more sustainable the maintenance industry gets, the more it contributes to the economy of the state. The Lagos State government is committed to working with IFMA Nigeria in building a sustainable maintenance industry. Congratulations to IFMA Nigeria on its 25th anniversary, and happy FM Day. Thank you. Thank you.
Place your hands together for her. She has proven once again that we need more women in at the helms of affairs. If you check very well, if you look around you, you'll see that there is an element of green in IFMA, the World FM Day. There's that element of green. She's the only one, besides this mommy. Mommy, that one is not green, oh. That one is a faded glory green. But, you know, Premier soap that they have used very well, that's that green. But it's still try. But she made me feel like I have failed at my first duty today, not having any touch of green. Place your hands together for her. So that it doesn't seem like we dragged you from your homes early. Some of you have not had breakfast, and I'm very certain it's cold one way or the other. You've been in the rain, and then from the rain into this air conditioning room. So we felt, okay, it was necessary to warm you up a bit with some refreshments. But please, I beg of you, it's a touch of something light, okay? So don't be tempted to take more than you are supposed to. Because I know it can be tempting, but don't take more than you're supposed to. Nigerians, you know what, anything that is free, we like to have it in abundance. Though we have enough to go around, but please, and then we're going to go table by table. The reason why I'm saying this, you can't understand until when you see the boys amongst us start to take. And I would like for ladies to go first. Because ladies have a way of being very understanding and caring. If ladies went to the buffet point first, they would remember that they have their men seated and waiting to go next. In fact, women will be at the queue, gisting, having a good time, gossiping. They would even forget to take enough. Some might even come back to their seat and they didn't take anything. But I was at a function at the hotels and men went first. By the time it was time for the women to go, it was only toothpick that was left. So please, we're going to allow the ladies go first, take their refreshments, and then as we all come back to seat, we're going to play the IFMA video for you to know how far we've come on the journey And then, of course, we have our own official theme song for the 25th anniversary. As you've heard earlier, maintenance is coming back to being a part of us. There's one thing that Nigerians do that I think we need to change. I borrowed somebody money some months ago with the promise that he was going to pay back in a week's time. If you are a Nigerian here and somebody borrows you money, please, when they call you and ask you how far, don't ever in your life tell them, I am fine. You are not fine until you pay that money. I called the guy and say, how far? He tell me he's fine. I told him straight up, you can never be fine. How can you be fine when you have not paid me? And then one other thing that we need to maintain thoroughly in this country is electricity. If anybody here tells me that NEPA will make heaven, Holy Ghost, NEPA, no jokes. My father worked in NEPA till he passed on. Worked in NEPA for almost 40 years. Even my own father cursed NEPA one day when we were at home. My father that was working in NEPA. My father worked at NEPA at Jele here on the island. But at the time, he was living in Jakonde, Lekki. One Sunday afternoon, we were at home, watching Bayowa half hour. And then, bam, NEPA takes light. The next thing I heard from my father, I want weary, mad people. I talked to my father, I said, He said, no, different location. You know, I tell you, we're mad in this country, but by His grace, we package it. A lot of us wearing suits. It is when you hit our car in traffic, you will know that it's not by tie. That's when you see, Nigerians are the only people who confidently claim that they are mad. No, just hit a Nigerian's car, and then he comes and he's arguing with you. The next thing we are, he's removing jackets. That's how we were at Onipan that year. You know, sometimes you see madmen in Nigeria, but you don't know they are mad. At the garage, this man was calling passengers into a bus. Once you are going, he will just call, where are you going? Oworo. Oh, yeah, come and enter. Okay, where are you going? Onitsha. This guy was putting everybody in the same bus. Okay, where did they go? Ibadan. Emabo. Now, after about 20 bus now became full. And you know Nigerians, once everybody, people will join you, my brother. Nigerians are the only people you tell your problem, and the only consolation they will give that if you see my went to wait for them on the normal side of the road. So when you arrest whoever you arrest finish, me say, are they here? Are they wait plus you and who you arrest? You will tell me how you were able to. Now police come. Police now can settle matter. And Nigerian police forget to. I have seen ways you can defeat Nigerian police without going to police station. Very simple. All this one that we're worried that police. Once you see police can do, as you are getting close to them, just start complaining. Wait yourself. Waiting. How many of them did this road? How many? I don't go, okay, no worry. We don't know say our brothers there. They go. But the one that will work the most, that in your life, anywhere police see you, they would even tell other policemen, this one a madman. Just get to a checkpoint by yourself. Just call one of them. Officer, give him 200. Then drive and go and meet the rest. How on a day? I don't give him 20K more on a break him. Then go. You see, the fight that will happen there that day. The next time they see your car coming, another madman. Mona, let her go. We have a crazy, crazy country. During the NSAS protests, hoodlums were looting. It's amazing that this is the only country where I know that once there's a crisis, hoodlums take advantage to vandalize other people's businesses. It's appalling. Do you know that there was one day, area boys were fighting in Orile? Orile is on this side of Lagos. Do you know that the fight they were fighting in Orile, area boys chartered bus and started heading to ShopRite in VI. As in, their mentality was that, once there's a crisis like this, is to go and loot. So they were already heading to Orile before one of them, Kila velo sheni ShopRite, you know. Now here fights day. And ShopRite has suffered so much that, in fact, ShopRite has become the headquarters of looting. So during that NSAS protest, bro, they don't bust ShopRite here, bust ShopRite. Now, Nigerians have certain habits. Hausa people, during a crisis, hardly loot. Igbo people feel the pain during a crisis. So, for instance, if they are looting ShopRite and Hausa man is passing, he will feel empathy. Say, okay, this man business, they don't crumble in business. An Igbo man is passing, immediately he sees what is going on. He will know the owner of the shop. Immediately he will call him Chukudi. Ebe, onum bust your shop, be coming, no. But you see, Yoruba people, we don't mind our business. We never do. Yoruba man, taxi driver, going by his business, he sees that hoodlums were looting ShopRite. As people were coming out with TV, fridge, everything, he, sir, bro, sir, what did happen here? They say, we are looting. A looter continue. Park this cab. He has job, now decided to join in the looting. As he's going into the store, he's like, my wife is going to need washing machine. Somebody who stays in face me and face you, that they use hand to wash, is like, my wife is going to need washing machine. He goes in, carries washing machine, takes it to his car, drops it. Instead of him to go, the same brain now tells him, it's like my wife is going to need microwave. He goes inside again, carries microwave, brings it, drops it. Instead of him to leave, the same brain, Ojukokoro, greed, is like my wife is going to need blender. You have seen an area on the Grand Pepe. He goes in, carries blender. As he's coming out, his car plus washing machine plus microwave, someone has looted it. So as he came out, no car, no nothing. That's when police came. Yes, Mr. Man. Yes, I want blend the mini. We're unique people. I think everybody has their meal now. If you've gotten yours, let me see your hand. If you've gotten, let me see your hand. I'm seeing 3 people. Okay, if you have not gotten, let me see your hand. Esther, you are chopping mouth and you say you have not gotten. So I think we just have very few people left. Technical, are you ready? So ladies and gentlemen, this is a short history of how far we've come. Kindly watch the screen and enjoy yourself.
Many years ago, facility management was not an important feature in the Nigerian context. As time went on, people saw the need for janitorial services. This trend continued for many years until it was discovered by some professionals that there was a need for a special intervention that will champion the holistic maintenance of the built environment regardless of the type of building. This led to the quest for the formation of a facility management association that everyone will be proud of. In 1995, some proactive and visionary Nigerians challenged themselves on the need to create a professional institution that will transform the huge potentials in built environment into a sustainable reality. The first meeting of this group of professionals in Nigeria was held in February 1995 at the Lekki Conservation Center, courtesy of Chevron Nigeria, and the journey began to the formation of a formidable association. There were a series of consultations, deliberations, invitations to bring people of like minds to become members of the association. With great joy, the dream of the founding fathers of the association came through on the 18th of February 1997, when IFMA Nigeria was registered and incorporated as a not-for-profit organization and is an affiliate of International Facility Management Association worldwide. The core purpose of establishing the association is to strengthen and advance the knowledge base essential to leading the integration and optimization of the built environment, particularly in Nigeria and world in general. IFMA Nigeria has offered the opportunity to network and exchange information with other facility management professionals locally and internationally through conferences, seminars, chapter and council programs, and its membership is open to anyone that is actively engaged in the application, practice, teaching, and researching of facility management, its principles and techniques. The association has grown in leaps and bounds over the years, with 13 presidents leading the association from 1997 till date. The presidents of the association from inception till date are Mr. Bet Rybakos, 1997 to 1998, Mr. Emmanuel Adesoye, 1999 to 2000, Mrs. Carmen Lati, 2001 to 2002, Mr. P.K.O. Ojo, 2003 to 2004, Mrs. Marion Johnson, 2005 to 2006, Mr. Stephen Jagon, 2007 to 2008, and Engineer Eso Shweton, 2009 to 2010. Others are Engineer Tony Iziaku, 2011 to 2012, Ms. Iyabo Abuaba, 2013 to 2014, Mr. Richard Ukishola, 2015 to 2016, Engineer Pius Iwundu, 2017 to 2018, Mrs. Abimbola Olusegun Adamolekun, 2019 to 2020, and the current being Mr. Shegun Adebayo, 2021 till date. IFMA Nigeria has become pivotal to the training of Nigerians into global FM practitioners. Some of the programs that we run include Facility Management Professional, FMP, Certified Facility Manager, CFM, and lately, the Sustainability Facility Professional, SFP designations. The chapter has produced over 300 FMPs and 30 CFMs. IFMA Nigeria is proud to mention that the first IFMA Fellow in Africa, Estate Surveyor Stephen Olajagon, is one of the past presidents of our noble association. Please join me in celebrating the International Facility Management Association of Nigeria at 25. Hearty cheers to 25 years of impacting the built environment. Cheers to the impactful leadership of IFMA, and cheers to the council members over the years. Facility management in Nigeria has scaled up among professional groups in Nigeria. To learn more about IFMA Nigeria, you can visit our website www.ifmanigeria.org, Facebook page www.facebook.com/IFMA Nigeria chapter, Twitter at IFMA_Nigeria, and Instagram page at IFMA Nigeria, or reach out to the Secretariat on 0818 536 5645.
My name is Tony Ezako, past president of IFMA Nigeria between 2009 and 2011. It has been a very interesting journey. They made all the sacrifices. It might interest anybody to know that till date, apart from the few persons who are employed in IFMA Secretariat, everybody else works on a pro bono basis, and that is indicative of the interest and love that they've all been able to show for this profession.
My name is Professor Modupe Omeri, Dean, Faculty of Environmental Sciences, University of Lagos. The relationship between International Facilities Management Association Nigeria and the University of Lagos, it has been a very cordial relationship from the early 2000s even till now. I would say that there's a lot of mutual support and understanding by way of training for people who are already practicing facilities management. From the early 2000s, people from here, lecturers from here, have participated in the Tuesday trainings at the IFMA office, and there have been a lot of understanding between us in carrying out research. IFMA and UNILAG have had a very, very mutually beneficial relationship all over the years, and we hope that that will continue. Recently, the IFMA current executives teamed up with the Department of Estate Management to pursue certain common goals in the area of advancing knowledge in facilities management in the country. And that has been the pattern over the years, really, while under Mr. Shoeto, Engineer Shoeto as president, Estate Surveyor Stephen Jagun, and several others who have come up at different times, and right now under President Adebayo.
I'm Adenike Adekombi, the General Manager of Lagos State Infrastructure Asset Management, an agency that's responsible for maintenance and management of Lagos State's public infrastructures. We've worked with IFMA now for over 10 years. We've collaborated on training young technical graduates and putting them in companies for internships. We have also collaborated on policy documents, strategies for maintenance. So we've had a good relationship with IFMA over the years. Currently, all our FM contractors have to be registered members of IFMA because we believe the resources and value that IFMA provides is definitely needed for continuation and growth in the industry.
My name is Stephen Ola Jagun, first African Fellow of IFMA International. Well, we're talking about what's the missing link for IFMA to actualize its objective. What is the objective of IFMA? Facility management's main objective is to integrate the process, the people, and the place so that we can have a conducive environment for people to be productive. That's the main objective of IFMA, and that we have been working on in the last 25 years.
My name is Adeni Ifaturuti. I'm the President Treasurer of IFMA Nigeria chapter. IFMA is the leading facility management association, as you can all see, leading in the advocacy and capacity building, which has taken us to bring in all stakeholders to be involved in how we will make facility management a profession that will be embraced by all.
My name is Olatunji Richard Okeshola. I'm a certified facility management professional, and I'm also an estate surveyor and valuer. I joined this association over 18 years ago, and I've had the privilege to serve as the General Secretary of the association. I also serve as the Vice President of the association, and in 2014, I was elected the President of the association, a position I held until 2016. At the moment, I serve as an ex-official at the council level. IFMA at 25. No doubt, IFMA has evolved as a formidable professional body that is being envied by other professionals.
IFMA Nigeria at 25. We must thank God Almighty for making it possible for us to celebrate our 25 years of existence. It was like yesterday, but a lot of water has passed, and we thank God we are now on the dry land.
I remember my first contact with IFMA. It was after I presented a conference paper in Kano in 1998. Someone said to me, "That your paper was good. It was an IFMA paper. Have you consulting from Mobile Nigeria Limited?" And I had the opportunity of installing a software for mobile producing Nigeria.
My name is Lekan Akiwumi, which is a very good time for us to celebrate. IFMA have been able to train many people, and then which is in line with the facility management. We created the awareness and then begin to train people. Training from inception, and up to now we have even localized some training. We make people that cannot do international training to benefit and also know about facility management, which is something that had made us to be relevant to the society.
My name is Professor Timothy Benga Nubi of Environmental Science, and currently the Director in charge of Research Management in University of Lagos. Our relationship with IFMA is been for a while now, about 15 years relationship. And I remember very well that IFMA came in when the whole nation acknowledged the fact that as a nation, we got to do something about our maintenance culture. We have to do something about management of our facilities.
I'm Iyabo Abuaba, a past president of IFMA, currently the CEO of the Freedom Park, Lagos, was formerly at the Musical Society of Nigeria, popularly known as MUSON. It's been a long journey in facility management in Nigeria. I've been a member for 25 years, and I can see the difference between what we were doing at that time, what is now, and I can see what it will be in the next 25 years. Facility management. We're not where we should be, but we are gradually gracing our way to that post. It has not been easy. Our maintenance culture is not very good, but we can't say we have failed. We should, ladies and gentlemen, work along with us.
I'm the current president of International Facility Management Association, Nigerian chapter. I'm privileged to lead effective from January 2021 till date. IFMA Nigerian chapter was actually founded.
I don't know what tomorrow holds. It is well. The Koboko will go flocks of people from this country. Ladies and gentlemen, before I invite the moderator, permit me to invite the president of the 25th anniversary of IFMA, Mr. Segun Adebayo. Please, sir, sit in this empty chair here. It feels so good to be telling the president of an association what to do. It feels so good. Sit there, yes. You get why they punish the man, himself know why. By the way, the documentary you saw, the voiceover you heard on it, the female voice, belongs to our mommy of FM, Miss Abuaba. Please your hands together for her. I was going to go scout for someone to do it at some expensive rate, and whilst we're doing her interview,
well, let's put our hands together for Kofi. You know, it's our brand ambassador. Let's put our hands. Come now, let them see you properly. It's our brand. It's IFMA brand ambassador. Let's put our hands together for him.
Point of correction, sir. First ever IFMA brand ambassador.
Well, don't worry. We will contribute the 100 million so that it can become. Ladies and gentlemen and our panelists, we are very grateful that you honored us today. We believe that we're going to do justice to what we have here today. We are proud to have this wonderful set of people here. Of our family was afraid before I came up here that only his Oga is the male figure there. I said, blessed are thou among women. I said, she leave his Oga alone. And then the Mr. President came in. So thank you for being here. I will start from the education sector. We've worked together with UNILAG for a long while, and we are very proud to say that IFMA kickstarted the. I'm proud to say that when we thought about that and we visited the University of Lagos, we were told that they don't have the park in Nigeria today. Can we put? I want to leverage on that and ask you a question. The collaboration with UNILAG on facility management. We cannot say that facility management is new again in Nigeria. So what values do you think this has created in the industry?
Thank you very much, moderator, sir. And I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate IFMA for achieving so much and for having come all the way. 25 years is not a joke, and 25 successful years at that. Now. So I think we really need to clap for IFMA. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, indeed. IFMA approached the Faculty of Environmental Sciences in the early 2000s and expressed desire to set up a program in facilities management. As at the time, we could only start something at master's level, and I was part of those who were asked to look at the feasibility of ensuring that the program started on a good footing. Yes, the program has been running since, and I thank God that many of us sitting, or some of us sitting here, are products of that program.
Can we see their hands up?
I hope you do. Thank you very much. Yes, the main value I would say that the program has contributed lies in the fact that, one, we have managed to foster facilities management education in Nigeria. Although there was a program in Abu Zaria, it was not a master's program. So we could very rightly say that run by it's the first. I'm trying to use my classroom voice. Thank you, sir. We can comfortably say that the master's program run in the University of Lagos by IFMA and UNILAG is the first of its kind in Nigeria. Since then, we have produced quite a number of competent facilities management, should I call them experts, if I'm not blowing our trumpet too high. Some past presidents tasted the program and commended it very well. Engineer Shoeton, Engineer Okeshola, and some other executives. I think I've seen one or two who are here seated. And I think the best thing is to ask them what have they benefited from the program and whether the program really added value to them. But if you ask me, as one of those who runs the program, I would say yes, we have done the best we can, in well, we cannot help the fact that there are constraints. When we started, our intention was that we would gain accreditation of IFMA itself. And I remember there were occasions when experts were invited from Texas with the active involvement of IFMA, Nigeria, and when also the World Workplace Conference was brought forward, and people were encouraged from the program to be there and to participate fully, and they did. However, the requirements for accreditation are so huge, and the university, unfortunately, has not been able to meet up with that. But it's something that we are still looking at, and something that we shall work on as we go along. Another area of contribution is in the area of research. We have had a lot of research into various aspects of ensuring that facilities management in Nigeria is well understood and that it contributes the kind of value it should to the economy. I should mention research by Dr. Hikmat Kolyosho, which was sponsored partly by IFMA. I would like you to please join me in acknowledging that wonderful contribution, because her work has been a seminal one and is making a lot of impact on building maintenance. Also, Dr. Yewande Adetoru Adewumi, now Mrs. Bolarinwa, who is now in South Africa. She researched into benchmarking, and that was the first ever of such.
From the Abbey Tower, so that they will not seize our certificates. So now I'm back to you. What is your response to her? I mean, IFMA barely 3 years, between 3 and 5 years old, I was able to do that milestone. I mean, as a baby, already kicking ahead. I mean, we are today talking about sustaining. We want to commend the work that you've started like a seed. Today, when the GMD of our family was talking, it was talking about the Alphabet family. So what it means is that Alphabet has grown from just one seed, now has branches. So as a symbol of progressive FM, so what can we do differently to avoid retrogression? We have come this far. We don't want to go backwards. We want to make progress. I believe that if you look back to where you started, the challenges you faced were not the same today. Bricks have been laid, and others are now stepping on them. So what do you think we can do differently to ensure that we really sustain the future of this profession? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Pastor Jagu. He is a man of many colors, so permit me to use that. And I want to thank IFMA, I must say, has demonstrated tremendous capacity in providing leadership for an organization like this. When you look at the way he has carried the stakeholders along and the way he has conducted this today and how he has even been able to bring a lot of people here, is a skill that is very rare. Not all of us have it. That's why some of us are not. Some of us are not vying for his job because we may not be able to do it the way he's doing it. So thank you very much for the work and all the other ESCO members that are supporting him. I must say that the issue of how we got to where we are and where we see this profession and the industry heading is a very important topic of conversation. And it's only in forum like this that we can look at the issues eyeball to eyeball, tell ourselves the home truth, the brutal truth of the current reality of our industry, things that we need to change, things that we need to reposition, restructure, refocus to be able to head in the right direction and at the right speed into the future that we desire for ourselves. If we fail to do that, not that this profession will not remain, but it may change coloration. We will struggle with identity, and we may not be able to recognize who we are again, because changes are happening for facilities management into the future. We must first of all know how important the value of the service we provide to the society is. When we were talking of sustainability today, sustainability has 3 legs in serial order. You must build. When you build, you maintain at a certain standard that you desire. It's when maintainability is in place that you start talking of sustainability. All right? So, don't let us jump the gun. Let's understand that we need to build first. And we need to build this profession on the right foundation. our current foundation is not strong enough. It's not consolidated. And we must understand that we, as players in that profession today, have a critical role to play. So if I look at that, I superimpose it with the responsibilities we have as individuals, responsibilities we have as companies, because I belong to the private sector. I've never worked in the public sector, at least until now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I'm saying that we definitely face challenges that the environment in which we're operating, confronts us with. But it's not the reason why we will not thrive as a profession. It's not the reason why facility management companies will not grow. This was this. I stumbled into IFMA by chance. When I left the system, I had to work in the bank for 1 year as Deputy General Manager, Corporate Services, UBA. And it was there I actually saw the level of decay in infrastructure and real estate services, which we took for granted where I was coming from, in Shell. And I said, this is one thing we really need to do well in Nigeria. And I entered that profession. I started finding out about IFMA. That was how I met my good friend and a couple of other past presidents. We used to meet outside Nigeria. That's how I got to know more about it. We were meeting in the US about 2-3 years consecutively, and we became very close. So there and then, we decided to form the company. The reason I'm saying this is to encourage those of us in this room. Facility management is a very solid profession. It's a big industry internationally. There are verticals that we can leverage. People didn't know much about facilities management until much later in the year's Global Best 4 in accounting and management. They do this thing they call Entrepreneur of the Year Award, which they do worldwide, different continents. They have in Europe, they have America, they have Asia. But for Africa, because of our geographic structure, they have 2. They have Entrepreneur of the Year for West Africa, and they have for South Africa. In 2013, our own profession, facilities management, got the Entrepreneur of the Year for the whole of West Africa. We have banks, several companies from different parts of West Africa, from Ghana, Senegal, everywhere. The company came from Nigeria. And the question people were asking is that, what is facilities management? Many people have not heard about it.
Let's have to have a maintenance culture. Maintenance is the foundation of sustainability. I think that message is getting out. People are understanding it. People are spending a lot of money on infrastructure. You have to also plan for maintenance of it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money. So I think that is what leads to building a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Thank you very much. Maybe since you have, I wanted to skip Madam for now and come back to her later, but since you have pulled her dress, I will now question Madam Tina Anakwe. Well, she's trying to tell you, I'm repeating what she has said, I'm not the originator, that they started the assignment and Federal has taken it off, but invariably what it means is that you have taken the shine off them to try to use your might. Now, talking about the Executive Order 011, is a real game changer. And you're going to be working with people whose mindset is already perverted when it comes to maintenance. How do you think your department can navigate that terrain and achieve the goal, the purpose, so that the executive order can have effect visibly around us? Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I'd like to, first of all, wish every one of us here happy FM Day, and to congratulate the chairman of IFMA Lagos branch, to say thank you to him for inviting us and for being able to get our own chief executive to speak to us this morning. I would like to commend him for the good work and the keynote address by our boss. You can see how passionate he is. He spoke the mind of government in terms of maintenance, and it is our duty. These buildings is not just government building. They are our buildings. We are the ones that use them. What we normally do whenever we go for inspection in any of our facilities, federal government facilities, especially the federal secretariats, because they are the government image, federal government image in the states. The first place I go to inspect, they are the toilets. Of course, the facility manager will want to direct you, madam, come and see this, madam, come and see this. I say, no, let's go to the toilets, the public toilets first. After looking at the public toilet, and I ask, which toilet do you use, you yourself? Let me see it. By the time you look at it and you compare and it's of the same standard, then you know the facility manager at least is doing work. Because it's very easy to neglect the toilet. Okay, you come into the hall, very beautiful, the AC is working and everything. You enter the toilet, it's not flushing, it's dirty, the tiles are looking brown and all kinds of things we don't like seeing in the toilet. So when you go there, then now look at the environment and look at the hall where you're having that function. And then the executive order provides area for training. So when Madam this morning was talking about research capacity building, everybody that FM has been in Nigeria for about 25 years, they say, wow, where have we been? We didn't hear this, we didn't hear that. But I'm happy, it's growing, and this chapter is, if I call it a chapter, because I asked one facility manager, why is Lagos IFMA different from that of Abuja? He went ahead, he did some explanations, and I said, well, we attend both. If Lagos invites us, we'll go. If Abuja invites us, we'll go. And we are part of the two. So it's growing. The order has also given IFMA Association a big power. It's making the association much more prominent. If you're talking about maintenance now, you remember IFMA, you remember the executive order, you remember the National Public Building Maintenance Policy, and of course, you remember BRF. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. I also want to commend that we have several people from Abuja. Professor, she says something very key, which is about training. I mean, we need to educate the people. That is driven by certificates. UNILAG being an old institution of repute, so what plans does UNILAG have that we can collaborate with IFMA on training and educating people, I mean, bringing it down to a lower level? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. There are two things here. First is training aspiring young people who might want to have a first degree, for instance, in facilities management. Secondly, the aspect of providing opportunity for those who are, prime movers in the SMEs.
Thank you, ESV Jagun. I hope we all know what ESV means. Right. I think that's a very, very important question. And I'd like to answer it with respect to capturing opportunities, converting challenges to opportunities in the business environment. We are in a country where infrastructure remains a major challenge. The more we try to deny that fact, the less the capacity we have to muster the right solutions to confront the challenges. But where we come in our own space is what is there in those challenges that we should take responsibility for and convert to opportunity for ourselves. Power remains a critical issue. And today, almost 70 to 80% of building systems derive from your water. It has to be pumped to the environment where we stay. It has to be cooled because of. So what we see as a problem as professional facility managers, to sustain our relevance and contribution, very, very important to the society. Number one, energy. Yeah? Energy. Any facility manager that does not understand the current discourse on energy mix will have big problem. You will run out of business. We're talking of the balance between public supply to alternative power generator. Generator, you are talking of diesel generator, you are talking of gas, which is considered to be cleaner as the world moves more towards sustainable environment. And now we're talking of renewable energy solutions, from solar to wind energy. You need to understand what is going on. The Kyoto Convention already spelled it out. What percentage of power for the countries that signed on to that convention a few years ago must remain. And Europe has set the standard at 25% of their energy must be renewable by the year, maybe it's 2025 or so. What is the target for Nigeria? How well are we moving away from fossil fuel towards more, cleaner energy solution? And trust me, renewable energy solution is even what we need more now, because our health is at great risk. Our environment is at risk. So I'm challenging us in this room. Go back and try to renewable sources. It's cheaper, it's cleaner, it's easier, but we're not focusing there. We have sun in abundance. Solar power will work for us better here. So that's number one, into the future. Because I believe that's the question you asked me. The number two challenge I'm going to throw at all of us here today is that the world has moved from the Stone Age to industrial age. Okay? Electronics. We are in the digital age. Technology is going to be the driver of the future. And we are already beginning to see the sign today. Anybody who 5-10 years ago was threat was not living in this planet. So what I'm saying in essence is that the way we have been providing facilities management services 5-10 years ago is changing, and you've got to catch the trend. We are getting more towards a situation where people are talking of smart buildings, systems. When things are becoming more complex, the human intervention and human approach may no longer be able to cope. It's not that AI is going to replace human being. Forget that threat. I've heard that discussion too many times. It's not going to happen. Because the artificial intelligence has to be developed by human intelligence. And when we infuse our intelligence into artificial things and standardize it, automate it, is when we begin to get that system to function the way we want it to function. But that's not to say that it's not a threat. It's going to be a threat to jobs. It's going to be a threat to our way of living. The only way we're going to remain relevant is to study the trend, identify the pattern, and know how all these evolving technologies is impacting our industry, and build competencies. Prof, we've got to change some things in the curriculum, right? We have to change some things. The way I studied engineering is not the way engineering should be done today. So from our schools, we have to start changing the curriculum to suit digital world. And then understand that when you enter this room, how do we get an artificial intelligence to tell us the temperature and adjust the cooling appropriately? That 40–50% of people in this room are already feeling cold. When you are cold, that 40–50% of people in this room are already feeling cold. When you are cold, your brain doesn't work very well. When you are too hot, the brain doesn't work very well. But there are systems that's going to do that. The people to maintain those systems are the people sitting in this room. But if you don't evolve, if you don't change the dynamics of your thinking, if you don't change the knowledge you have and transform it to move with the technological trend, you're going to be left behind. Your job, your business will be at threat. So let me restate those two things I feel are very important into the future for us to remain relevant. Energy mix solution, technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, FM. Yes.
So working with other government agencies can have its challenges, but it also has opportunities to learn. You learn, you meet new people, you learn new processes. It allows you to change how you work. So I don't think we have a lot of issues working with other agencies. We basically maintain all buildings in Lagos State, so they reach out to us a lot. And I think we respond on time adequately. If we don't, then there's issues. But I don't think there's any conflict. We work together. We work with Safety Commission. We work with our parent ministry, Ministry of Works. We work with all agencies, even the House of Assembly. We work with everybody, and we work well. I mean, we may have issues or challenges, but we quickly rise to overcome them.
Thank you very much. In place that makes the work just flow easily, and then you relate virtually with 3 other agencies to deliver on your assignment. So we want to congratulate you on that. I want to move to the federal level. I want to move away from the states to the federal level. You gave us an insight into something that is easily asset inventory of what. We can see that from even the address the Honorable Minister, reeling out the number of bridges and things that you have, which is very commendable. Somebody gave him those facts, those figures. Having those bridges, the roads, the buildings, what it means is that the public will have to use those facilities. And like he too alluded to when he was speaking, some of the damages done to some of these things, like the first African, what do you call it now, ambassador, was saying, the public, the way they relate to some of these assets are not really commendable. What do you have in place to educate the public, to enlighten them, so that they will see these assets as theirs as you work and maintain them in 1 or 2 centers?
Thank you so much. For instance, in the Department of Federal Public Assets, really. You know how Nigeria operates. If somebody hits your car, the next thing he comes out, he will lie flat, he'll dobale, and start begging you, ejo. Meanwhile, he purposely hit your car. And after some time, all you have to do is probably tell him to go. But with federal government public assets, at times some of the damages are huge. Just like what you, under the Akpobo Bridge, there was, there were materials there that could easily be ignited by fire or something else But nobody will own up. If you didn't catch anybody, nobody will own up. So the onus lies on the federal government to repair and then continue to maintain. But otherwise, even in the Constitution, I could remember someone telling us one time that it is there. If you damage any federal government's property, the person can be prosecuted and you pay a fine or go to prison for it. But for now, it's not really being enforced to the best of my knowledge. But as a department, we have that enforcement division, and like the executive order has empowered us even the more. As time goes on, you'll find that the enforcement will start taking place. And then people will start knowing that the federal government public assets is not just there for destruction or for damage or to be used anyhow. If you damage, you pay or you'll be prosecuted. Thank you.
Let's put our hands together for her. So as we wind down this session, I want to give room to the president, the able president who has been doing very well. If not that the constitution did not allow, I would have said he should go for another term. Go. I didn't hear you. So, IFMA had come along, IFMA Nigeria had come a long way, 25 years. We give us an insight into the plans had for some time to come. 25 years far away, we are here. I know the next 25 years, maybe.
Thank you very much. Plan that, and which has also linked our collaboration with LASIAMA as an agency, where we'll be empowering those young ones today. Apart from that, we are committed to ensure that.
My friend, and they're always shaking their head. My friend, I asked my friend Rajiv, why do you Indians always shake your head? He said, no, we don't always shake our head. But your head is shaking. Ask him, how much is this watermelon? My friend, it's 800, but for you, I make it 500. How much is this basket of tomatoes? And my friend, it's 1,005, but for you, I make it 1,002. What is the time? It's 2 o'clock, but my friend, for you, I make it 1:30. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. President to help me with the next plaques. Please also supply to individuals or organizations. Thank you very much for supporting us. To the extreme end on that side, you have a Bank Sum FM Facility Management Company. They manage commercial properties and real estate. They also help with pest control. For those of you who have rats, roaches, witches, and wizards, you can approach them. They will do a good job for you. Cake, yo. I needed help with the cake, yes. It's too much to the end of the room. That's why I was asking for it to be brought here. Then afterwards, we're going to be presenting to the students. These are wonderful students from Ado Soba. Am I correct? Government Technical College, Ado Soba. Am I correct? How do you call it? How? Ado Soba. Okay. At least these ones have taken interest in the future. Most other young people are presently having fun on social media. I know you too. You enjoy yourself a lot. It's all right. Finesse. If I broke, not my business. If you broke, now really your business. You know go concern. Timba we me. Down Timba we me. Awa ka we tan, but awa odunko ko ka. Ìjọba ń jẹ one pension, but àwa odunko ko ka. Everything just be as it be. But this country is a cruise. It's a cruise. We have some presentation. Okay, so sorry, council members, stay back for your own personal picture. Council members, stay back. See our footprints in the sands of time. See our landmark, achievements everywhere. See our footprints. Council members, please back to the council members, back to the picture spot.
As a leading association in facility management, we work with all stakeholders to lift our noble profession.
For IFMA, we don't form strategic alliance with government and private sector to ensure say FM they embraced by all and for everybody good.
Council members, please come take pictures. Council members, by the cake. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some awards, to help me present to the next 5 people, please. Help me clear cake. Oh. Help me clear cake. So immediately I call your name, please be upright, bouncy, jig. Ajibade Ifeoluwa. His trade is in bricklaying. And see, don't try me. Oh. You people should not try me. I'm a tactician. I dey calculate. My mind was telling me that if I said this engineer today, see what he won't do. If he did it before Provost don't enter one chance. So let me announce for Provost first before Akintunde go. See the marketing that engineer Akintunde did. Say we are in Ikoyi. Provost replied, we are next to each other. You cannot come and use Ikoyi to rub. We are on the same level. But the good thing is this. It feels good that companies of repute are actually tussling over wonderful products like this. Please your hands together for the students and even the companies. This used to be the Nigeria of old. That immediately you leave school, a job is waiting for you. That's where we need to go back to. That's why we... EI specialist, electric EI. Mohammed Ismail A. So that gradually, someone will come to you one day and say, you say Vogue Services. What is Vogue Services?
1995, at the Lekki Conservation's invitations to bring people of like minds to become members of the association. With great joy, the dream of the founding fathers of the association came through on the 18th of February 1997, when IFMA Nigeria was registered and incorporated as a not-for-profit organization, International Facility Management Association worldwide. The core purpose is to strengthen and advance the knowledge base essential to leading the integration and optimization of the built environment, particularly in Nigeria and world in general. Exchange information with other facility management professionals locally and internationally.
Secretary of the association. I also serve as the vice president of the association, and in 2014, I was elected the president of the association, a position I held until 2016. At the moment, I serve as an ex-official at the council level. IFMA at 25. No doubt, IFMA has evolved a formidable professional body that is being envied by other professionals.
IFMA Nigeria at 25. We must thank God Almighty for making it possible.
is marking the 25th anniversary this year, which is a very good time for us to celebrate. IFMA have been able to train many people, and then which is in line with the facility management. We created the awareness and then begin to train people. Started training from inception, and up to now we have even localized some trainings which will make people that cannot do international training to benefit and also know about facility management, which is something that had made us to be relevant to the society.
So Timothy Benga Nubi, I'm a professor of estate management, former dean of Faculty of Environmental Science, and currently the director in charge of research management in University of Lagos. Our relationship with IFMA is been for a while now, about 15 years relationship. And I remember very well that IFMA came in when the whole nation acknowledged the fact that as a nation, we got to do something about our maintenance culture. We have to do something about management of our...
I'm Iyabo Abuaba, a past president of IFMA, currently the CEO of the Freedom Park, Lagos, was formerly at the Musical Society of Nigeria, popularly known as MUSON. It's been a long journey in facility management in Nigeria. I've been a member for 25 years, and I can see the difference between what we were doing at that time, what is now, and I can see what it will be in the next 25 years. Technology has evolved in a lot of ways and has helped facility management. We're not where we should be, but we are gradually gracing our way to that post. It has not been easy. Our maintenance culture is not very good, but we can't say we have failed. We should think of having a pass mark in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, work along with us at the IFMA Nigeria Limited journey, and we'll get there in one piece. Thank you.
My name is Segun Adebayo. I'm the current president of International Facility Management Association, Nigerian chapter. I'm privileged to lead, effective from January 2021 till date. IFMA Nigerian chapter was actually founded by our founding fathers in 1995, but was incorporated February 18, 1997, which marks our 25th anniversary to be precise. For me, I've been able to be privileged to lead, to ensure that our vision is not only sustained, but also we're able to drive innovatively. What we're doing at this moment is to ensure that we redefine and also realign our vision and purpose in line with the current realities. The divine purpose is to speak to capacity building, knowledge development, research development, and also strategic collaboration with public and private sector industry players. To a large extent, we've been able to put a lot of effort into this, and the result is actually for everyone to see. I'm excited, and I'm also grateful to God that the vision is not only being sustained, but we're also driving it in a transformative manner. This is to wish every one of us happy Silver Jubilee anniversary.
Welcome to 25. Happy Silver Jubilee. IFMA Nigeria, we've come a long way for the built environment. Happy Silver Jubilee. IFMA Nigeria, we've come a long way for the
management, we work with all stakeholders to lift our noble profession.
For IFMA, we don't form strategic alliance with government and private sector to ensure say FM they embraced by all and for everybody good. Iṣẹ́ wa lé lórí gbogbo ètò àti iṣẹ́ tó pójú yé. Àbá kan ò sí gbọ̀ngbọ̀n la dúró.
Ayẹkẹrẹ bí náà ndé pọtọ ká esi bí ẹni náà mẹ ọjọ́ wa náà la.
Annan IFMA akwai aiki da yawa. Dan Allah mu hada hannu mu yi aiki da kyau. Happy Silver Jubilee, IFMA Nigeria, we've come a long way for the built environment. Happy Silver Jubilee, IFMA Nigeria, we've come a long way for the built environment.
The IFMA brand is global and solid in Nigeria. Welcome to 25.
IFMA. See our landmark.